Hi, this is James Turner, WPK World Kickboxing Champion, and tonight we're going to be talking about angles. Always a good thing to cover. I've covered it before, we're going to do it again. Because if you can get the angle advantage, that's the secret sauce a lot of the time. When you're in there with a guy he's pretty skilled, he's defended himself well, if you can get an angle on him, you can really start opening up on your own offense. So the way we're going to get an angle today is through an angled slide step. So first thing I'm going to do is just show you a regular slide step from range. So if I'm here, if I'm moving forward, I'm advancing, this is a slide step. My rear foot slides, my lead foot steps. Take a little shuffle in. They call it rhythming in boxing a lot of the time. So a step slide would be here. That's your basic footwork. Any direction you go, you move the foot you're moving first. If I'm going forward, it would be my lead foot back. Slide step's the opposite. I move my rear foot first. So I slide, step. Now to get an angle on Dan, I'm actually going to use an angled slide step, and I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to move it on a punch combination. So Dan's just going to cover up. Let's say I come in with just a basic 1, 2, 3. So I push step in on my jab, 1, 2, 3. After I've run out of hook, or he's blocked it or whatever, I'm going to slip. So I roll my shoulder forward, my rear shoulder's forward. This is towards my shoulders. Now the footwork I just showed you, I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to do it at an angle. It's got to be explosive. It's got to be fast, or else it's not going to work. So you can see from here, I slide around from here. Now I'm back on my stance at an angle. I can go to the body. Of course, I can go to the head as well. But it's a really good technique. You blind them with the hands, get the angle, slide off, and follow up. It's a very versatile technique. I like to do it when I've got my opponent by the ropes. So I come in into the body. This is James Turner from Dojo Television. Hi, I'm James Turner, WPK World Kickboxing Champion, and today we're going to be creating some angles with our punches. So, this is another angled slide step that we're going to be working on today. We've covered one of these before, and we're going to do another one today. So the slide step footwork from range, if I was moving towards Dan, a slide step is I move my rear foot first and then my lead foot. So I slide up like this. To do that at an angle, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get his attention up high with a couple of punches. So whether they land or whether he blocks them, Dan's just going to cover up. So I'm going to step in with a 1, 2. Here's my 1, 2. After this cross lands, I'm going to pull this shoulder right back, and I'm going to slip as if I was slipping Dan's right jab. So I pull this shoulder right back like that. Okay, so once I get to this point here, now I'm going to slide this foot back and come around. And there's my body shot. So if I was slide stepping backwards, you could see my lead foot would go first. So I'd move back this way, but I'm going to be doing that at an angle. So with a bit more speed, here I come. And then I get my angle. This works really well if you get your man on the ropes. This is James Turner for Dojo Television. The dragon, he drags fire through town! Hi, this is James Turner, World Light Heavyweight Kickboxing Champion, and today I'm going to show you a couple of combinations that you can use with one of my favorite techniques actually, which is this. You throw the roundhouse kick and you hold the hip back. Instead of turning the hip all the way over, you hold the hip back and throw the cross. So we covered this in a previous episode, but briefly, when you normally throw a roundhouse kick, you should turn your hip and shoulder all the way over to get maximum rotation. Sometimes your kick might even get blocked to the point where you can't turn it over, so you would use this technique with the cross as well. But for now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to demonstrate purposely holding back a little bit on my kick, so I can get into, turn his attention this way a little bit, and I can get my cross landed. So when I throw the roundhouse kick, I can still hit him pretty hard with this kick. I'm going to open up my hip a little bit with my lead foot, but I'm not going to turn my hips and shoulders all the way over. So I'm just going to spank it in there just like that, and as I pull it back, I'm going to throw the cross like this, okay? So if he's a little longer range, and I've landed this shot, and whether it lands on his guard or I land on his nose, it might knock him back a little bit. If he's just still hovering in that mid-range distance, I'm going to then, exactly, Dan's padding for me, I'm going to pick my knee up and just front kick him out like that, okay? So as you see, I pick my knee up, I skip forward off my back leg for a bit of forward drive, and I knock him back on my front kick. So that whole thing again looks like this. I'll do 3 of them. And again. And one more. Okay? The second variation, if he's still mid-range, and I feel there's, like he's just put a little bit of pressure on me, maybe my left hand didn't land quite like I wanted it to, he's still in that mid-range distance. After I've landed my kick and I throw the cross, I'm going to immediately follow up with a lead hand hook. Once that hook has landed, or it's hit his guard or what have you, I'm going to pull my hand back to see where my position is, see where my weight is loaded. From this position now, I just need a quick little knee tuck, further side kick. Okay, so I'll show you a few of those. One more. Okay, so it's a versatile technique. Depending on where you are in the ring, what your opponent's doing, how your punches are landing, is how you can follow up accordingly. This is James Turner for Dojo Television.
Full contact kickboxing. Complete examination of the sport and discipline of kickboxing. Full contact kickboxing is for all those interested in kickboxing principles. From amateur kickboxers to professionals. From boxers to martial artists. Full contact kickboxing. From Crowwood Press.